Hi guys, I'm back again with a new episode and a new topic. Today I want to talk about how do I keep my team engaged and connected during quarantine. As you guys know, this is a very difficult time for businesses and even for public sector it's very, very hard. Everyone's working from home. I happen to be in a situation where I have my team not just all over the UAE, but I also have team members outside the UAE who are stuck. So we have to work in different time zones and, to keep each other connected. So I adopted a couple of things that I wanted to share with you. And so far it's been working for me, and certain things that we're still progressing in. So just to give you a couple of pointers of what I'm doing. One of the first thing I wanted to do, because we are not all together anymore, we don't go to the office every day. I decided that we have to be very realistic and we have to set expectation when it comes to projects or tasks or assignments. So there is no room for error, because when you are not together and you're only depending on technology, purely on technology, sometimes you can miss things, right? So I think leaders or CEOs or businesses or any team members should be very clear in their requirements and set expectation of what's needed to be delivered. So it's clear, simple, direct to the point. On the other hand, the employees needs to understand that this is not change of doing business, but a change of maybe of scenery or situations, because they will also be more effective in implementing or doing the job. Another thing I implemented is a routine. I know that we are in different places, but I like to check in. I'm the first person, you will see me, the first person sending a text on our WhatsApp group saying, good morning team, what's going on, what's our priorities today. I want to set a routine because I want people to know that we're all connected, although we're not physically together in one place. So setting a routine, using technology like, I use Monday for project management, Dropbox for archiving and filing, and WhatsApp. Plus, I'm always available. I made myself more available to my team during quarantine because I want to avoid mistakes and errors and things like that, or miscommunication. Another thing is, I feel like that helped me a lot is making sure that I am flexible. I don't know what the other person is going through in their environment or where they are, either in the same country, same place. I don't know what they're going through. So you have to be, as a leader, flexible. I've been more flexible where I tell my team that if it takes you more time to do this, no problem, but just be honest with me, like set again expectation, let's agree on that. And also, you don't know what happens, internet goes down, or someone gets sick or anything like that. So you have to really adjust and be more flexible. Another thing I started doing, and it was an advice from a friend of mine, because I actually have 2 meetings, like solid, strong meetings with my team a week, one beginning of the week, one end of the week. And I realized during quarantine, I'm actually talking to my team even more because we're talking over WhatsApp and phone calls and everything every day. So I'm not really feeling, sometimes by end of the week, I have major updates. So what I decided to do, based on an advice of a friend, thank you, she knows herself, that my Thursday meetings or Wednesday meetings, depending on the day we schedule it, and it's always focused on well-being. And we just catch up and, talk about what's happening in our life, how are we dealing with the situation. It's tough for everyone. So I dedicated 1 meeting a week focused on the well-being of my team, but at the same time to understand what really goes in their life, to be, to know what they're going through, because it matters. To me, it matters. Some people say, oh, don't mix this and that. I really want to focus on the well-being of my team. I also started encouraging self-learning, because self-learning to me is something I like from even before this COVID-19 situation, but more so now. I'm very proud of my team. Some of them started new hobbies or improved on techniques or hobbies that they had, photography, editing, and I don't know what, amazing. I'm so excited to see all the stuff that they learned throughout this period. It's also an opportunity for us to be creative. For example, I know that this is a downtown for a lot of businesses, but let me tell you, in KBS, we're busy. And I wanted to take this time to actually empower more creativity in the business, and actually decided to go through a rebranding process for KBS and the whole idea of how we want to be communicated in our DNA for the future. And my team are being involved. I have freelancers involved that I'm very excited to work with, partners from overseas. So creativity is very important, especially when it's very dull and you're at home and you're working on a very comfort zone environment. I also like to do things like doing some practices together. So if we have a presentation or a pitch, I like to engage my team, even though they're not involved in the process. Let's say, one of my team members is in the UK, one is like in Dubai. I actually ask them to join these presentations because I want them to be part of it, even though they're not looking after that specific client. And this is another way to keep them engaged, and they don't feel like they're alone or distant because they are not in an office together. Another thing, I also feel like during quarantine, you have to hold your team accountable, because people tend to, also waste time. Not because they want to waste time, it's just this concept of working from home is something new. So you have to hold them accountable. And as a leader, I feel like by holding them accountable, I can help them set a routine for themselves. So this is very important as well. What else? Yes, check-ins. Although we depend on technology a lot, I always make sure that we have also one-to-one communication with the team, because I feel like it's very important not to check in just on business, but also to check in personally on them. And everyone knows how much I love my team. I'm very, very proud of my team, and I'm very invested in my team, and I feel like without them I can't be who I am today. So yeah, these are like a couple of tips of how I keep my team engaged. I would love to know, how do you do it? How is it working for you? Either if you're in the public sector or private sector, how are you managing your team? How this is gonna reflect in your business in the long run? What have you learned from it? I think there's so many things to share. So let me know. I'll be expecting a lot of DMs, and thank you.